Yoongi smiled, patting Jungkook on the back. You're welcome, buddy. Just remember something. That simplest solution are the most powerful one. Good luck. Taehyung was arranging the clothes, and Jungkook entered the room. His eyes were fell on Taehyung, who was busy with his work. After realizing his feeling toward him, he can't help thinking about how lucky he was. His hair was tired, with a few loose strands fanning his face. The moonlight was streaming through the window, made his amber eyes sparkle as if they held a world of secret. Jungle couldn't help but that captured by his beauty at the moment. Taehyung, his fingers were skillfully folded each with that utmost care disciplined with nature. His delicate fingers were moved, and that tenderness as he continued to watch. A feeling of warmth washed over him. It was not just that physical appearance that had captured his heart, but also his inner qualities and shows through. Jungkook has a kind soul, always putting other but himself as spreading at positive whenever he went. Lost in his thought, Jungkook couldn't help but just smile. He knew that he had found someone truly special, someone who made his heart skip a beat and brought that indescribable joy to his life. Taehyung was not just a lucky charm, but a blessing that has every day feeling a surge of credit. Jungkook silently wanted away from there for Taehyung, just as had been for. He wanted to show him with the love and make him feel, for he had unlocked a part of him, and he didn't even know that existed. Taking a step closer, Jungkook gently touched Taehyung's shoulder, causing him to meet his gaze. Their eyes were locked. Taehyung gently removed his touch from his shoulder. "I warm up your dinner," saying that he began to leave but soon stopped at his dress. When Jungkook held him, "I didn't have my lunch today," he whispered softly while pulling Tae by his hand. Soon, his back would collide with his broad chest. His breath was held for a moment. "Why?" Taehyung asked, and his voice was shivering, almost. "I had lunch with you, but the driver came." They pressed his lips together, trying not to smile at his word. Our mood got spoiled. The laugh broke, and he turned around and laughed out loud. The world stopped for a moment. The laugh was like a music to him that he wanted to hear every moment of his life. His eyes were shining so bright that, from now on, he never wanted to see that tears in those amber eyes. Jungkook couldn't help but smile at that tear. Love. He had always admired that him and playfully that careful nature, and in the most he realized just how deeply he cared for him. Without hesitation, he reached over and held his face, and thumb were carrying his cheeks. "Taehyung," he whispered, and his voice was full with that affection. "I'm sorry for any pain I have caused you." Whenever it intentionally or unintentionally, Taehyung laughed caring, and he took a deep breath. "I have already told you, I'm willing to give this marriage a chance," they replied softly, avoiding his gaze as he realized himself from his gaps. "Then why didn't you bring me lunch today? Instead, you asked the driver to do it," he complained. Taehyung couldn't help but smile at that word. "I was not feeling well today," they said, and his voice was soft. Lowering his eyes, he continued, "My condition was not good, so I didn't feel up to make lunch." "What happened? Are you okay? If you were not feeling well, you should have told me, dear." "Come, sit here," he brought with that caution and guiding him to sit on the bed. "Now tell me, what's wrong?" He knelt in front of him, gripping his hand tightly. Taehyung let out a sigh and shook his head. "It's nothing serious, just I was having some health issues." They muttered softly. "How can you say that? It's nothing serious. There must be a reason." Growing frustrated, he finally spoke up. "Just a headache. Are you satisfied with that?" He hesitated before speaking again. "So, what should I do for it to fix? I mean, the issues that you have right now, like..." Suddenly they start sniffing. My back were also hurting, not just the head. It's hurting, he complained, wiping his tear with the back of his palm. Jungkook's expression was softened as he saw Taehyung's tears. Without hesitation, he pulled him into a gentle embrace. His hands were rubbing smooth circle in his back. I'm sorry, Tae, he whispered. His voice was filled with that understanding. And rumors. I didn't mean to upset you. It just leave it. Is there anything I can do? Or help? Would a hot water bag or some pain medicine make you feel better? They signed gratefully for him understanding. Medicine would be nice. Thank you. They said softly, and maybe some ice creams too. Jungkook chuckled and his eyes were filled with love. Consider it done. He replied, pressing a gentle kiss on his forehead before getting up to that thing he needed. Wait, your dinner. I have it. Don't worry. You just take some rest. I'll be back in a minute. Saying that, he went toward the downstairs. Tim couldn't help but think about the chance in his behavior. He is trying. He smiled and lay back on the bed. After some time, Jungkook came back with the necessary things. Here you go, he said sweetly, sitting down beside him on the bed. I hope this helps. Tim smiled, touching him truthfully, feeling relief wash over him. They then opened the ice cream and offered one to Jungkook. Thank you, they said softly. It's that least I can do, Tae. I want to be there for you, especially during that difficult time. You don't have to go through it alone. Taehyung's heart was warmed up with his word. He leaned against him, feeling that comfort by his presence. I'm glad I married you, even though I was forced to, they confessed. Even with that disagreement, I was willing to work through our issues and build a strong bond together. Jungkook wrapped his arm around him, pulling him closer. And I am really grateful that you, as my wife. He replied sincerely, I promise to you always to be there for you. Good night. 1 week later. Why isn't he here yet? As Jungkook continued to wait, he couldn't help but just wonder why Taehyung was taking so long to bring him his lunch. It said only for 4 hours since they last see each other, but he was so urged to look forward to see him again. He couldn't deny that he was completely captured by his wife and quite dependent on his presence. Impatiently started to build with him at that minute, but tricked by Jungkook's stomach growl, reminding him that his hunger. He had earnestly awaited that delicious meal that Taehyung was always prepared with love. I'll just go and get him. He stood up from the chair and made the way out of the cabin. Getting inside that personal lift, he pushed that ground button. Taehyung always used to come on the way. Why is it late today? Did something happen to him? His happy mood would change to a worried one. As the lift opened, he made the way toward that reception. Soon he saw but a man was standing near him. He was laughing with him. Why is he laughing? He never laughed so much with me. Jungkook couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy and insecurity. His mind was racing with all that possibilities and doubts.